school, and in life by ensuring that they have access to healthcare, education, life skills, and so much more so they can grow, thrive, and believe in themselves. Learn more about Children International and join us in our life-changing work at children.org today. Together, we can help end poverty for good.
Greg Bakken here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information. Have you ever met someone who not only can help you on a deep spiritual level, but also potentially change your life? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who travels the nation and lives right here in the Midwest. And she offers mediumship, mentorship, house and business parties, energy healing, palm readings, and so much more. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
Hi, this is Psychic Medium Deb. I cannot wait to hear from you. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
With your AM 950 weather, I'm Patrick Lilia. Tonight, clear with a low of 51, then Saturday, cloudy with a high of 63. For more than 40 years, the Great Wall Restaurant has been serving up Szechuan and Mandarin favorites. The Great Wall is located just north of 50th in France on the Minneapolis-Edina City line. Check them out at greatwallrestaurant.us.
Portions of the following program may be pre-recorded.
The views expressed and the opinions given by the individual host, guest, random reptoid, or chupacabra may not necessarily reflect those of AM 950 Radio, its affiliates, or its sponsors. Now, it's time to step into the unknown. There are things people experience but never talk about. A shadow moving in the corner, flickering of the lights, a disembodied voice. We invite you to talk with us. Share your story, share your experience, because this isn't just your story, this is our story. This is GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakken.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And it is Casual Friday here, and it also is GhostBox Radio. Thank you for joining us tonight. Every night we talk about the paranormal, ufology, Bigfoot, and so much more. Thank you all for joining us as we ease ourselves into the weekend here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for making us a part of all this tonight. Meanwhile, in prayer, we have Adam, one of the few people amongst myself who's actually not out seeing Paul McCartney tonight. So there's a handful of us.
Did I miss a memo or a ticket handout? Because I think everybody else at the station is going to that tonight.
I don't know if you know this because he didn't say a whole lot about it, but McNeil is out at McCartney tonight.
You don't say.
Yeah,
you thought he would have put 2 hours worth of programming into that.
Yeah, I mean he kept it to himself, but yeah, he's out at McCartney tonight. Patrick's out at McCartney tonight. I saw Mike McKinty out there. A lot of my friends. The best part though is I got a message from a friend of mine who I haven't spoken to in a while, and our group of friends back in the day were really into Paul McCartney, really into it. Okay, and we it just back in the 90s, that's what it was. And she sent me a note, and she's just like, Just McCartney is in town tonight. Made me think of you. I just wanted to say hi. Hope everything's well. And I wrote back. I said things are doing well too. I wish we would have been able to go to McCartney to get together because it just reminds me of the old times. And we'd go back and forth for a while talking, and just regular chit chat. And I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed, and she's like tagged with a group of people going out to see McCartney tonight. And it was just kind of like, why didn't you just say you're gonna go watch McCartney? I mean, it's just kind of like, you think I'd get sad and hurt my feelings? It's like, no, I'm glad you're going out there. But it was like you kept it like a secret or something. It's like, okay, whatever. There's no secret he's in town. I don't know. I mean, it seems like that everybody's talking about it, even though there were a lot of tickets left, which is really surprising. But I think that comes down to the sheer greed of the people selling the tickets, quite frankly. But that's just me. So.
Yeah, the fees and charges that go along with Ticketmaster aren't always the best.
No, they're not.
In fact, sometimes it's more than the actual seat itself for the performer.
It's pretty ridiculous. And I decided a long time ago, I just didn't want to take part in that. Adam is going to be sick to death hearing this because I've said this to him a number of times. I've seen McCartney 3 times, once in Ames, once in Minneapolis in '93 at the Metrodome, which is where he's playing tonight. It's just now a completely different building. And then, of course, in Chicago in 2001. And as much as I would have liked to have seen this tonight, it's like I did see some incredible shows. So, I'm okay with that. And for those of you who are in Minnesota, in the Twin Cities, and are listening to us and not out at McCartney, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for giving us a bit of your time tonight. And hopefully we do not disappoint with what we're going to talk about tonight. And we're going to talk about McCartney tonight. No, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about, I want to talk about a situation I had on Monday, recording a podcast at a haunted location, which I thought was pretty way out. We have question of the week tonight, the return of question of the week. We got a lot of people who answered tonight, but if you want to answer, put it in the comments, or you can call in 952-946-6205, 952-946-6205. The question of the week is, very simply, is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season? So in the second segment, we're going to talk about that. But if you want to put it in the comments or give us a ring or whatever you want to do, the question of the week again is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season? So we have that. That's exciting. Let's see, what else do we have here? Chuck in the comments, he says, is McCartney going to talk about ghosts? I don't think so. Well, I mean, he sings with one. He does a duet with I think he does 2 duets with John Lennon on stage. I think he does I've Got a Feeling, and then he also does Now and Then, if I'm not mistaken. So, not too far off. Not too far off. I'm going to say that. Tonight we're also going to talk
them in, just like they did Michael Jackson a few years ago at the Grammys.
Well, he's not a hologram, though. He's just on screen from the Let It Be footage.
Right on. That actually might be kind of neat.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. Yeah, a hologram is kind of creepy. I wouldn't like that at all. And then if we get to it, and if we don't, we get to the next week. I just found an article on Zillow. Everything you need to know about buying a haunted house. So if you're looking in the market, we can help you out there with that as well. Before we get too far into things, there's a lot of stuff going on. Tis the season, right? So first off, tomorrow in St. Cloud, psychic medium Refined Divine, she is holding her gallery, her fair in St. Cloud. Go to Refined Divine Psychic on Facebook. Find out where that's going to be. In fact, our very own, we got some people going tomorrow for sure, don't we?
I'll be there. Come by, say hi. I don't have a booth. I'll just be standing around.
Well,
but if you recognize me, say hi.
Don't forget to say GhostBox, and you get them for free.
That too. I meant to say that as well. If you say GhostBox, that waives the $5 charge at the door in St. Cloud.
Absolutely. So you definitely want to check that out. I'll see you during one of the breaks. I can pull it up so I can give you the address as well. Then also tomorrow, I'm going to have a table over at the Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair, Maria Shaw, Minneapolis Convention. That is tomorrow and Sunday. That's going to be at the Doubletree by Hilton, 2020 American Boulevard. And there's a lot of stuff going on there. Go to charvinityfairs.com and you can see everything that's happening over the next 2 days. Come on out. If you might be like, well, there's 2 things I want to do. Which one do I do? Well, Saturday, go out to see Refined Divine in St. Cloud. Sunday, come out and see Shar and myself at the Doubletree by Hilton, and that takes care of the problem. No problem there. That's all I gotta say. So yeah, come on out and see it. I also just been added. Let's see if I can pull this up here real fast. Just so much going on. My goodness. Let's see, what day is it here? October 26th, Sunday, October 26th. I'm going to be at the Rogue Buddha Gallery in Northeast Minneapolis, taking part in the Twin Cities Death Cafe, where I'm going to be speaking, and they're going to be sharing some recordings. We're going to go through the equipment, all the cool stuff, and we're going to talk, have questions, and that's once again over at the Rogue Buddha Gallery, 6 to 8 p.m. Sunday, October 26th. Go to Rogue Buddha Gallery on Facebook. You can see the event. I put it on my pages as well. Nicholas Harper, who runs the place, went to grade school with him. It's a lot of fun, and we get to talk about spirits and stuff, and we do it in a haunted location because Rogue Buddha Gallery is very haunted, and we also have the P&A Hall right next to it, where my parents had their wedding reception back in 1964, I think it was, 63 or 64, and it's a very haunted location, so you do want to check that out as well. Let's see, what are we doing here for time? We're good on time. I want to talk real fast. This last Monday, I did an interview for the podcast Bobby Finn Knows Everyone. And a friend of mine who I worked with at Best Buy, Tom Lord, he works on that, and they brought me in last year. But they brought me in this year, and we were at a place called 3rd Street Post, if I'm not mistaken, in Stillwater. It's a very old building. It's a bar. Apparently back in the day it was a morgue. And so upstairs is the bar, and main level is the bar. Downstairs is kind of some of the remnants of the morgue, as well as they have a bar down there, not for people to use, but it's just like it's been there. Might have even been part of a speakeasy for all I know. And one of the things that they wanted me to do, as well as being interviewed, is they wanted to do a paranormal investigation. And that sort of thing kind of actually gives me a little bit of worry, because there's no guarantee that we're going to pick up anything. And to those of us who know how the investigations work, we know that it's patience. We may not get anything at all. Just got to, take your time. In a situation like this, we don't have a lot of time. You're dealing with people who are healthy skeptics. And so it's just kind of a little nerve-wracking. Like, if we don't get anything at all, they're just going to feel like that there is no such thing. And not that I'm trying to necessarily fall to what they want, but it's just like, you want to also be able to show like, yeah, this is very real. So we're doing the interview, and we're seated behind the bar, and there's a couple cameras on us. And Bobby Finn, who is the host of the show, his wife and his mother are off camera, just directly in front of me, and there's some lights on and stuff. And we're talking and stuff, and I look over to his wife, Lori, and I'm like, have you been vaping? And she's like, no. And her mom, or his mom, was like, no, nor I haven't either. There's this hanging, like, mist, smoke, just hanging between them. Very defined. To me, it was very defined. And Tom, he's like, oh yeah, I totally see it. And then no one else in the room could see it except the two of us. And they moved the cameras around to try to get it. They couldn't see it. Lori gets up, and it's about as tall as she is, like to the top of it. And she puts her hand like right on top of it. That's why I thought maybe she knew it. She could see it herself. And I'm just like, stop, you're going to dissipate it. Don't touch it. And she's like, well, I still don't see it. So she didn't see it either. And that was a really interesting thing, is that only Tom and I saw it. And, so that alone was, I mean, I was so charged from that because that was so cool. There is nothing where smoke would come down from the floor above or anything like that. It just was hanging and it disappeared. Now, they also said that there was a spirit there named Charlie. And I don't really buy into the whole thing of like there's a named spirit there and that for sure is a real thing. But we started to get some hits on the K2. I had my tripwire down on the ground. I had a K2 out, but we started to get hits on the K2. Lori was holding it, and I would kind of tell her what to ask because she didn't want to do it. I'm like, well, it's better for you to do it than me, quite frankly, because then it shows that, you are also taking part in this. And so she's like asking questions. It starts like, spiking and stuff. And at that one point, I did ask the question, I'm like, Charlie, if you're here, can you make this? And I point to the K2. Can you make it go completely to the red, please? Just completely to the red, Charlie, if you're here. And right away, it does it. And I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. But what if that's just like the internet or something? You never know where the EMF is coming from. So I said, Charlie, I just want to make sure that we're speaking truly with you. Can you have it just light up to the yellow, which is the middle light? Can you just light it up to yellow, please? And right away, it just lit up just to the yellow. And it did it about 3 times in a row. And everybody around was like, oh my God. And I'm just like, well, we call this a Monday in our world. But this was actually very cool. And for probably about 5 minutes, she was asking questions and getting very intelligent responses through the K2, following the directions that she laid down. And I thought to myself, that's pretty incredible. That to me is good, good information, good evidence. We caught it on camera. They couldn't catch the smoke on camera, but they caught the K2 doing exactly what we asked it to do. Apparently, Charlie is real. And that was quite the experience. I loved it. I thought that was so cool. I was so charged after that. You would have liked that, Adam. It was a lot of fun.
It sounds like that would have been a blast, especially in Stillwater, which I think every other building there is haunted. It feels like that town is just charged beyond charged.
I was walking back to my car afterwards. It's just parked on the side of the street. And I took a couple pictures of just the buildings because it was at the top of the hill before it becomes residential. And just like these wonderful old buildings that Stillwater does not look like anywhere else in Minnesota.
No, you're absolutely right.
And that's a good thing. And that's not a detriment to anywhere else in Minnesota. It just really stands out. And it's like, why am I not out here more often? Just walking around. This is incredible. This is an absolutely wonderful place. When the podcast comes out, I will let everybody know because I think it's a video podcast. It's probably other places as well, but you're going to want to watch the video one because from there, they're going to cut in the different things that had happened and you can see for yourself. And that was really fun. I mean, here's the thing, with the last couple of investigations I've done have been absolutely just amazing. And that's been a lot of fun to experience as well. Bruce says, awesome experience. It really was. It was, and hopefully we can do more out there. And, the number one thing that we always like to do is try to involve other people as well, get the public in if it warrants that, because we want people to experience this stuff as well and enjoy it. So yeah, Adam, that was a lot of fun. Good times.
That sounds like an absolute blast. And was Monday. So anything weird happened to you on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday as well? Because really, ever since the Swenson family farm about a month or so ago, maybe a little bit longer than that, it almost feels like you've been charged to where things have been going on around you a lot more than they have been in the months leading up to that Swenson family farm event.
The way I look at it is that I think I'm finally getting back to where I was, because there's been not a number of months or weeks, but years that I haven't been where I used to be at when I was doing this stuff, and being able to first of all, have fun with it, but also feel like that I can actually communicate and back and forth with it. And with it being spirits, just a general sort of that gift is what I'm calling the it. And this has been, last couple outings has been just a lot of fun, and just remembering what it is about all this that makes it fun. And, last couple weeks we've been, talking about certain things that have been going on in the paranormal world that I am personally not a big fan of. But what I am a big fan of is what it really comes down to is the investigation, having the fun investigating, talking to spirit, not all this other garbage going around about families arguing with each other about who's a better paranormal investigator, which is so ridiculous, or a house that someone else wants to buy. I mean, I'm just like, I'm done with all that stuff. I just want to focus on talking about communicating with spirits, and that's what this show is about, and this is what we do. So yes, it's been a recharge for me for sure. So yeah, very cool, huh?
Yeah, I love the fact that you are getting finally back recharged to where you're having fun with this again.
Yeah, that's just by just throwing out everything around you that you see on the internet, right? It's so ridiculous. And but we could talk about all that some other time. I know we have to hit a break here, folks. Before we hit the break, I just want to say once again, and people have been putting answers in the comments, and I appreciate it. The question of the week is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season? We got a ton of answers earlier today. We got some answers in the comments. Feel free to give us a call, 952-946-6205. It doesn't have to be about question of the week. It'd be whatever you want. Paranormal wise, we're all ears over here, and would love to hear from you. It's Casual Friday here. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Greg Bakken here. I've told you about the out-of-the-world roast beef sandwiches at Maverick's Real Roast Beef, but I haven't told you about their Philly steak sandwiches, turkey, bacon, avocado sandwich, BLT, crispy chicken, fish sandwiches, brisket, or pulled pork. Okay, you get the idea. They make a lot of delicious food to the same standard as their famous roast beef sandwiches, and now I'm starving. I'm going to go to Maverick's Real Roast Beef off Lexington and Roseville, and you need to go too. Check out their menu at mavericksbeef.com.
Twin Cities Con returns to the Minneapolis Convention Center for their 5th year, November 7th through the 9th. Twin Cities Con is a celebration of comics, toys, TV, film, art, cosplay, games, and all things nerdy. There's nothing like Twin Cities Con. It's also a family-friendly event where you can meet your favorite celebrities, browse the vendor hall and artist alley for the coolest merch, watch celebrity Q&As, and even more. Twin Cities Con is bigger and better than before. Come see from the Star Wars universe Ahmad Best, Rosario Dawson and Giancarlo Esposito, Brendan Fraser, and the cast of The Mummy, WWE Wrestling Hall of Famers Sting and Mick Foley, and the voice actors from the hit Disney series Phineas and Ferb, plus more guests to be announced. 3 days of action-packed fun in the heart of Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Tickets start at $50. Kids tickets are just $10 for the entire weekend. VIP tickets also available, including a 3-day weekend pass, plus some really cool VIP perks. More guests will be announced. Buy your tickets and get more information at TwinCitiesCon.com.
Greg Bakken here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And thank you very much for easing into the weekend with us. It is Casual Friday over here on GhostBox Radio. We're so happy to have you with us tonight. It's always one of our favorite nights of the week doing the show because it's just so much fun and just be able to kind of talk about our love of the paranormal in just a lot of fun different ways. And what we're going to do now is question of the week. And we've had a lot of questions lately that we really want you all to think about and have some really deep connection to and kind of think about it in a sort of just like a bigger thinking sort of way. And no one ever answers those. So am I not right, Adam? I mean, it's like completely like a ghost town, no pun intended, but
Yeah, they have the same flight record as a Zeppelin.
yeah, it doesn't mean we're not going to do them, but I know that going into that it's not going to be it's going to be the question of the week segment will be really short when we do those questions. But tonight's question, I really just hit a lot of people, and I think that's great. And it really shows there's a lot of resonance to a question like this. And is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season? And because I was thinking about it, and there are certain things that I like to watch myself. Adam, what about you? Is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season?
Oh, I'm as simple as it gets. Give me a bunch of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors, and I'm a happy camper.
And on Disney Plus right now, that's the Simpson live stream is the Treehouse of Horrors. I just watched a couple tonight. I won't go into once again how I think, and I know it's because it's not just the Treehouse of Horrors; it's all those that are kind of based off of those as well. So probably my favorite episode of The Simpsons ever is Not It, and that's in the stream as well. And you get a chance to see that. That's just incredible.
And I ran across it's not one of the Treehouse of Horrors, but the X-Files episode.
Oh, that's good too.
That Leonard Nimoy's in that one, plus Mulder and Scully, and probably my favorite sight gag of all the Simpsons episodes, where you have Jimbo Jones waiting for the alien with a sign that says, "Hey, alien dude, need tickets to Pearl Jam."
Yeah.
Probably my favorite sight gag from the entire series.
Well, and one of mine too is Leonard Nimoy pontificating about what's out in space, and all of a sudden the guy at the hot dog stand is like, "Hey, Spock, what do you want on your hot dog?" You know, just.
See, Homer was right. They have a bunch of T-shirts. We sold out the Homer was wrong. Like 5 minutes.
Yeah. So no, that was and Jeremy says Not It was actually kind of scary. It was so good. Yeah, it is actually kind of scary. And the best part is if you're one of those people who don't watch end credits, you got to watch the end credit to Not It, because it's all sorts of different rendition of Krusty as that clown. Just very disturbing actually. And then the next week was probably one of the scariest Treehouse of Terrors. I can't remember the name of the spirit that takes over Marge and she tries to kill Maggie. It is so dark. And it's just like, that it's Treehouse of Terrors. It's not really part of the whole Simpson thing, but they really stretch the limits of the show when they do Treehouse of Terror, and this is truly some wonderful, wonderful stuff. So, yeah,
and it also turns you on to a lot of the old classics, because a lot of those episodes, those little small 5-minute or 7-minute chunks that they do for each one of those, a lot of them are homages to like old Twilight Zones or old monster movies. And it really is one of those series where it's like, yeah, I do want to go find that Twilight Zone episode and watch the actual one.
Yeah, basically everything is based off of something in a good way as well. So once again, let's see here. The question of the week is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season? Jeremy says many. I do a marathon every year, but on Halloween night, it's always the same 2 movies: Killer Clowns from Outer Space and Halloween. Well, that's fantastic. Sean says, I like to watch the mid-90s Cartoon Network film of The Halloween Tree by Ray Bradbury. I have not seen that. I don't even know if I knew that existed. So
no, but that's what I should go looking for. That sounds interesting.
That sounds really good. Ben says, I like to watch Beetlejuice and the Addams Family. Now I gotta wonder if now does he add Beetlejuice to that, or is it just the one? I don't know. Bruce says Monster House, which, could be this place. Brian says Charlie Brown is a staple during this season. And absolutely. I mean, it's fantastic. Let's see.
I love the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah, it's just incredible. Let's see here. Lisa says, hands down, every year I watch Halloween, specifically the first two and then the last three. It's funny. People always skip Season of the Witch. And Season of the Witch, actually, I think, okay, I got to get to that in a second. Season of the Witch, I think, is actually probably the scariest of them all, and that's the one where the kids are wearing like the Halloween masks, and there's something on TV that triggers like it to like infestate into bugs and stuff and kill them. And it's written by Nigel Neal, who was a prolific British author who created the Quatermass series, and also he's so well known in UK for that sort of thing. He was the screenwriter for Halloween 3. Now, Jeremy, thankfully, in that Treehouse of Terror that aired the week after Not It, the evil entity that inhabits Marge is called the Pookadook.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be the Babadook.
Yes,
that's right.
And there's this one moment in that episode where she's walking and it's following her as a shadow, and it's a very dark, disturbing shadow because it's not her at all, but it's inhabited her. It's just that really it's just so good. It's so good. And it's really, after 30 years of Marge loving Maggie, Maggie never grows up, and seeing her act this way towards Maggie, it's so disturbing. It's just really hats off to them for even attempting something like that. So I love that. Let's see here once again. Is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season? Let's see here. Aaron says both Addams Family with Angelica Houston and Raul Julia. The Peanuts movie are a fun childhood memory. It certainly is. Richard says, this is awesome, actually. Richard says, I always have to bring up the Paul Lynde Halloween special, but in truth is nearly unwatchable. That's funny. I love it. I love Paul Lynde also. So, I mean, I think in that one, doesn't he have Margaret Hamilton in there as reprising a role as the Wicked Witch from the Wizard of Oz?
I have not seen that. That is something we're going to have to see if it's on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it is. And I think she's in it. One of the few times that she, dons that costume again. James Anito, who, as it happens, is our guest on Monday, says, Halloween Town, because I'm a sucker for terrible 90s movies. That's the time to do it, isn't it?
That is.
I just absolutely. And sometimes it takes the edge off of the truly horrifically scary stuff as well. Let's see here. Jenna, she says Halloween, the first one is my favorite. I agree. The original Halloween, there's something really, and same with the original Friday the 13th. There's something like very rough around the edges about the film. And I remember watching Halloween, knowing that there's something about someone wanting to kill everybody, just like the way that they shot it felt like he could be anywhere, especially even in the daytime scenes. It's just very unnerving, the original Halloween.
It is. Jamie Lee Curtis's performance in that original Halloween was outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, you felt every bit of fear she felt throughout that flick.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely incredible. And I'm trying to see here real fast. I don't think I can figure this out. Oh my goodness. Let's see here. Lisa in the comments says, if I'm feeling brave, I'll pull up The Exorcist. It's been 3 years since I last saw it. That one that's tough. Because I think it's so good. I love that film, but for all the wrong reasons, because it is it's disturbing. And yeah, no, that's and the thing too is that stuff is happening behind the scenes as well that people couldn't explain as well. So
There is definitely a generational thing though with The Exorcist. Like I know it scared the bejesus out of me. I know it scared the bejesus out of you when you had first seen it. My kid is 16 and she's like, "Oh." And it's like, "Come on, Morgan. This movie's scary." I've seen scarier.
It's really interesting, and that's the thing that's really pretty crazy about it is the fact that it's scary, but what people see nowadays, and maybe in some ways, it's a little tame, I guess. I don't
I
know.
don't know, man. Doing that crawl down the steps, that still freaks me out from the re-release.
And what she did
Yeah,
with the crucifix, yeah.
the disappearing crucifix. No, we're good.
Yeah, no, that's tough to watch,
It
actually.
is.
So, no, I'm right there with you. Now, Lisa, and I might have talked about this before with you, you might want to check out, well, this is actually a documentary. It's not a movie. It's The Devil and Father Amort. And this is the film that William Friedkin, who directed the original Exorcist, he goes, and Father Amort was a Vatican priest who had a career of exorcism. Right before he dies, one last case, and this film chilled me to the bone. This documentary chilled me to the bone, where I'm still thinking about it. It's yeah, it's pretty bad. So that, I mean, it's really kind of cool, but yeah, it's pretty something. So if you are really in the mood to kind of test the limits, what you could do, watch that, then sage yourself afterwards. And I'm not even kidding about that part. Sage yourself afterwards, because it's an hour and 9 minutes, and it doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere. And next thing you know, wow. So yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't brought myself to watching that one after you told me about it the first time.
So let's see here. She asked, where can I find it? I think I got it off of Amazon, to be honest. Like I paid to get it, and watch it. And William Friedkin was still alive when I saw it, so I wanted to really try to get him on the show. And that and Lisa's like, Will Sage, before and after, me in the house. I am not kidding. There's a moment in there, and if you ever watch it, I'd love to talk to you about it. There's a moment in there, and I've bored Adam with it. I'm not going to go into it so you all can enjoy it. Just incredible. Jeremy also says, a really good recent horror film of late, Late Night with the Devil. I haven't heard that one.
I haven't heard that one either. I should definitely give that one a peep out. First, I'll ask my daughter if it's tame enough for me to watch, and then I'll see if I'll watch it.
Well, and that and that's just it. I mean, and I'm not a gore fan. I don't mean Al Gore. I mean like gore in films and stuff. Thank you. And I don't know. Lisa saw that one, as it happens. Apparently, I just don't like blood and guts. That I really don't. That's not really my thing. So apparently I don't mind vomiting, because I like the Exorcist, and there's no shortage of that. Let's put it that way. So
no, it's like that newer flick Weapons that was out a few months ago. Morgan said I'd make it through all of it, but the last 20 minutes. And she's like, that's when it gets bloody and gory. I'm like, yeah, that's when I'd be checking out.
Well, and that's why I never watch like Game of Thrones or anything, because I don't need to see that. I really don't. So
me neither. I'm in the same boat there.
Yeah, not my thing at all. We got a lot of people that is writing in the comments. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Before we had our break, Stacy says, I think older people grew up believing. Well, older people, let's be careful how we word things here, right? Let's people of I don't even know the right word. I think older people grew up believing the things we watched were true, and younger people growing up knowing most of what they watched was fake. I think there's something to that. I do agree that I think us watching The Exorcist, I can't imagine any of us watching it really thought that was happening, but the idea that it could happen, versus now that we are watching stuff, and it's, in my opinion, this is a generational thing. I believe it looks so CG. It's like I can hardly believe it, so. And my thoughts on it, at least.
I think you nailed it right on the head with that.
Yeah, I think so too. Why don't we take a break? We're having a lot of people in the comments tonight, and I just want to say thank you all very much. We're really enjoying this, and if we end up getting overboard and there's still a lot of comments, we'll keep it going next week as well, because we're going to continue in the next segment here. Everyone, keep the comments coming. Let us know what you think. Enjoy it. And feel free to give us a call, 952-946-6205. This is Casual Friday, and you're listening to GhostBox Radio on AM 950. Are you one of thousands of individuals who know you have psychic abilities but don't know how to tap into your higher self? Refined Divine is an extremely gifted psychic medium who offers classes that can help you reach your goals. Refined Divine holds classes Monday and Thursday at her 2 locations and via Zoom. Classes consist of manifestation, learning psychic abilities, shadow work, and healing trauma. Refined Divine has helped thousands, and she can help you.
This is Psychic Medium Deb. You can go to refineddivinepsychic.com.
Greg Bakken here. I love historic tours of Minneapolis and seeing everything it has to offer. But if you know me, I like to include a little spooky in my tours, which is why I found the perfect combination. Minneapolis Trolley Tours does this amazing candlelight ghost tour that you have to check out. It's an extremely immersive experience. It's a trolley trip that starts out at a haunted mansion, traveling around Minneapolis locations, exposing ghost stories that the public and business owners would rather left untold. Then a tour of the aforementioned haunted mansion where ghosts of past residents from the 1800s reside, plus a lot of surprises to discover. Next, experience Gertrude's After Hours. Did I mention Gertrude is the mansion's most famous ghost? Maybe she'll show up. And you finish up the tour at Gertrude's Lounge in the haunted basement of the mansion with refreshments and Q&A. The trolleys are climate controlled and the mansion is restored to perfection. Check out MinneapolisTrolleyTours.com for more information.
Twin Cities Con returns to the Minneapolis Convention Center for their 5th year, November 7th through the 9th. Twin Cities Con is a celebration of comics, toys, TV, film, art, cosplay, games, and all things nerdy. There's nothing like Twin Cities Con. It's also a family-friendly event where you can meet your favorite celebrities, browse the vendor hall and artist alley for the coolest merch, watch celebrity Q&As, and even more. Twin Cities Con is bigger and better than before. Come see from the Star Wars universe Ahmad Best, Rosario Dawson and Giancarlo Esposito, Brendan Fraser and the cast of The Mummy, WWE Wrestling Hall of Famers Sting and Mick Foley, and the voice actors from the hit Disney series Phineas and Ferb, plus more guests to be announced. 3 days of action-packed fun in the heart of Minneapolis at the Minneapolis Convention Center. Tickets start at $50. Kids tickets are just $10 for the entire weekend. VIP tickets also available, including a 3-day weekend pass, plus some really cool VIP perks. More guests will be announced. Buy your tickets and get more information at TwinCitiesCon.com.
Casual Friday. Casual Friday. Casual Friday on GhostBox Radio.
And thank you for joining us and coming into the, easing yourself in the weekend by listening to us. Really appreciate it. Monday on GhostBox Radio with Greg Bakken. Because it's the season, 'tis the season, let's talk a little demonology. We have demonologist James Anito. He's going to be joining us on Monday. Rob Guttrow will be joining us on Tuesday to talk about his new book, Ghost of Linville Manor. Wednesday, one question readings with Refined Divine. And don't forget, folks, October 31st, Halloween, we are doing a 4-hour live presentation from 7 to 11 live at the Pillsbury Club. And that's in Minneapolis. We'll talk more next week about how you can take part, how you can be a part of it. There's a lot of things going on here. We're really excited about it. It's a new location, very haunted location. There's going to be an investigation going on while I do the broadcast, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Deb will be with us, Refined Divine. She'll be with us for an hour of it, doing one question readings. It's going to be really, really cool, and I'm really looking forward to that. And don't forget to go out to St. Cloud tomorrow, see her. Go to the fair, go to refineddivinepsychic.com to get all the details on where this is going to be and how you can get in. Don't forget to say GhostBox at the door, and you will get in for free. It will waive the $5 charge. And then also on the other side of the Twin Cities in Bloomington, Charvinity Halloween convention is going to be happening at the Hilton Doubletree by Hilton. And that's going to be Saturday and Sunday. I'm going to have a table out there both days. So if you come on out there, please do so and come by and say hi. Would really appreciate it. So lots of stuff going on. That's all I'm going to say. It is the season, very busy. We haven't talked about yet that we're going to be at Twin Cities Con. We talked a little bit about the Death Cafe. And then, of course, the 4-hour live broadcast on Halloween. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, we're doing Halloween right this year. That's all I can say.
We better. It's a Friday.
It is a Friday. I think that's in our detriment, to be kind of honest.
Yeah, it kind of is, I think. But then next year means it's on a Saturday.
Well, and what does that mean? Do we do a special broadcast on Saturday?
You damn Skippy, we do.
Yeah. Okay. Apparently, you run the show now. Let's see here.
Just my opinion.
I mean, it makes sense, and we just keep the party going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Question of the week. We've been getting a lot of people responding. Now, also, I want to say too that Lisa joined in here a little bit about the film that Jeremy was talking about, Late Night with the Devil, and she says that it's where did she go here? She says it's exorcism on live TV made like a documentary. So it's basically alien autopsy, but with Satan, I guess. Really, though.
Yeah, that's definitely piqued my interest a little more.
It really does. I like that sort of thing. I like that sort of things a lot. Just like in the UK, one of the most famous pieces of television ever was in 1992. It was meant to be. It looked like it was live television of famous people, like famous TV presenters, going into a house that was haunted and doing a live broadcast from there on Halloween. It's called Ghost Watch. And it is one of the most controversial things ever because it scared the hell out of a lot of people because one of the presenters in it actually gets taken during it. And then it just gets crazier and crazier. There was a spirit there. They said the ghost was a entity called Pipes. The downside to this, though, is that somebody actually ended up killing themselves, and that they said it was because Pipes told them to. So that's a downside. I mean, a massive downside to it.
And right before that, the only thing I have in my mind is like, man, if they would have done that in the 90s in the US, I'm just trying to think, you'd have like Pat Sajak, Alex Trebek, all those guys going into a haunted house.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, and yeah, you had famous British presenters doing it, and it really was like one of them was looking in a cubby on the stairs, and all of a sudden she gets pulled in. And people are just going, oh my God. And if you look very carefully, like on rewatches, you can see Pipe's reflection in different parts of the house.
Oh, that is neat.
It's really something. It's incredible television. It's marred by, and this was somebody who, just was in a bad place, I guess. And it's just really, that's the unfortunate part, but made it very famous. You know what I mean? It just took off as like legendary from that point. So yeah, crazy stuff. I actually wrote an article for it for not Haunted Magazine. It might have been Haunted Magazine out in the UK in 2022. I don't remember because it's just such a fascinating story. I didn't tell you what I was going to be watching, what I like to watch. Well, first of all, tonight I'm going to fall asleep because I have to get up early, which is scary to me. I'm going to watch some episodes of Kolchak, the Night Stalker.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I love that series. But also what I like to watch is the Disney version of Ichabod Crane.
I don't know if I've seen that.
It was done in the late 50s, and it's often paired with Mr. Toad, and as 2 animated shorts.
Oh, and yes. Okay, yeah. Now, I
think it's called The Adventures of Ichabod Crane.
Mm-hmm. And I do remember that. Yeah,
because he's just a dope. He's just like this dope, And but the stuff with the Headless Horseman is incredible. Oh, it's so
They used to
and
be
it's
on
so tense.
ABC. Yeah, they used to be on ABC every year
Yeah,
around Halloween time. Yes, I
just
do remember
so
that. Core
incredible.
memory unlocked.
Yeah, no, if you're not, if people should try to watch that, it's really good. Let's see here. Once again, the question is for question of the week: is there a TV show or movie you always like to watch during the Halloween season? We have Marissa saying Hocus Pocus, which makes a lot of sense. Although she said, I must say The Goonies is my number one all-time favorite movie. I just never think of it as a Halloween movie. I can watch this movie any time of the year. Terry says Charlie Brown, The Great Pumpkin, but you can watch it on Apple. And then Steve says the original 1963 black and white version of the Haunting. To me, it's the perfect gothic haunted house horror movie. A close second would be Trick or Treat, a fun comic style anthology movie. Now, is The Haunting no, that's not the one with Vincent Price, right? That all the beams are made out of. Let me just see here real fast. I want to see who's in that. No better time to do it than live on the air is the way I see it.
No, I'm trying to remember. I honestly don't remember The Haunting.
I don't think I've seen this one. This one has Julie Harris, Claire Bloom, Richard Johnson, Russ Tamblyn. No, I definitely have not seen this one. I should see if I have this in my collection of stuff and give it a watch, because that sounds actually really good.
Yeah, the old black and white ones are fantastic.
Absolutely. Well, this weekend I'm going to be watching, because I have the 4K set of the Universal horror movies. I'm going to watch some Dracula maybe tomorrow night or something. I love that stuff.
Ooh, awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. And then, of course, I watched Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein a couple weeks back, because I interviewed Sarah Karloff for an upcoming episode. So that's going to be really cool to play that for you all. I think you all will enjoy that quite a bit. She is incredible, just incredible.
That's going to be a fun one to hear.
Let's see here. Let's see. Another one for Trick or Treat, the original Halloween. That's what Christy says. Meg says any M.R. James stories, or one of my favorites, not a James story, but it's The Signalman. And that's the funny thing about it. They're ghost stories, but they're actually also considered ghost stories for Christmas. The M.R. James work generally is. So that's very interesting. Christy, a different Christy, says, looking forward to our Minnesota friends Project Fear tonight. So I forget they're from Minnesota, funny enough. So there you go. I haven't seen that in a long time. So.
I did see it dropped. Apparently they're doing the Stanley Hotel for this new one. I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, that's awesome. Let's see. Melissa says, I love to watch Charlie Brown, but one of my favorites is Halloween is Grinch Night. It's one of those uncommon late 70s specials. So there you go. That's pretty cool. Did I miss any in the your wife says it's a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Jeremy has pretty much everything ever made listed. So that's good. Ghostbusters. I keep forgetting. I haven't seen Ghostbusters in probably 30 years easily. I really need to watch that original one again.
Shame on you.
Shame on me. Well, I tried to see their newest one, but they just wouldn't let us.
Yeah, somebody had like 13 seats reserved.
Right, no kidding. Unbelievable. Let's see here. What else do we have here in the comments that I'm missing as talking about this stuff? Let's see. Let's see. Melissa says, I am wearing the Poltergeist t-shirt right now. It says the other side with the little blonde girl on the older phone, all in red and black. Well, that's another one, though. I haven't seen that one in a long time. I should maybe check that out again.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah,
I love that movie so much.
And I love how they make that. And Stacy will talk about Stanley. She says The Shining. I also love in Poltergeist how they did that shot of the mother looking away from the kitchen table and looks back and all the chairs are on top of it. That's like a real time effect. That was literally, she looks away, they pull away the table, and when she comes back, they put a new table in its place with all the chairs on top.
That is so neat. That is cool.
How incredible. My gosh. Yeah. a lot of great stuff for Halloween for sure. But I'm just going to say, folks, you just hold off on your Halloween viewing on Halloween until we're done with our 4-hour extravaganza of Halloween and a live investigation and all sorts of good things. It's really exciting. I love doing those every year. I'm happy that they allow us to do that, to be very honest. So that's good. So
yeah, they could have just only given us like the same hour we have every night, but Chad is very gracious in giving us. This will be a third year of 4 hours of GhostBox on Halloween.
yes, it will. Bruce says Doctor Who: The Halloween Apocalypse. That is actually a good one. That's part of a bigger story called Flux, and that's really good with Jodie Whittaker as the Doctor. So that's a good call out. I forgot about that one. So I think that's the one that has Kevin McNally in it as well. He's always really good as well. So yeah, a lot of great. I mean, so people, if you're wondering like what to watch to get yourself in the mood, I think we gave ample amount of like possibilities for you really tonight. We were truly a public service tonight, Adam. That's what we were.
This was better than the 31 nights of Halloween that the Family Channel used to do.
Something like that. Yeah, I'm sure. Let's see here real fast if I can get to it as we are rapidly running out of time here. I can't type when there's so much going against my favor here. Give me one quick second, because I want to get an address here if I can for tomorrow for so Refined Divine Holistic Expo is going to be at Courtyard by Marriott, 404 St. Germain Street West, St. Cloud, Minnesota. That starts at 10, goes to 5. Once again, if you say GhostBox, the $5 fee to get in will be waived. You definitely want to check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to be out tomorrow over at the Charvinity Psychic and Healing Fair, Maria Shaw Minneapolis Convention. That's the 18th and 19th over at the Doubletree by Hilton. And that's also from 9 to 5 both days. So please support the local folks that are coming in. Deb and Shar doing these shows, really would appreciate it. And I think everyone's going to have a lot of fun. So yeah, I think we're done. I think we're done here, Adam. I think we've done all we need to do this week.
It's been a week, sir.
It really has. We'll be back Monday with talk about demonology with James Nito. Everyone have a very happy weekend, and we'll see you Monday.
Hey, Minnesota, it's your favorite sexy liberal. Join me and my fellow cohorts in liberal